Hello guys. Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the issue that has shaken Port Charles to its core, the scandalous collapse of Drew Kane and Willow Tate's highly anticipated wedding. A catastrophe fueled by shocking revelations and intense emotional turmoil. Recently, Drew and Willow joyfully announced to friends and family that they planned to tie the knot. This revelation quickly spread through Port Charles, drawing varied responses. Many friends and residents warmly congratulated the happy couple, expressing genuine delight in their decision. However, not everyone shared this enthusiasm. Several key figures in town, including Nina Reeves, Carly Spencer, Tracy Quartermain, and Michael Corinthos, made their displeasure clear, harboring private misgivings and public opposition. Among those most upset by the engagement news was Nina Reeves, Willow's biological mother. Nina has long had complicated feelings regarding Willow's personal choices, particularly in her romantic relationships. Nina's unhappiness with the proposed marriage ran deeper than mere maternal protectiveness, understood better than most the emotional volatility and manipulative potential of Michael Corinthos, Willow's ex-husband. Nina believed that Willow marrying Drew could reignite harmful dynamics with Michael, placing Willow in a vulnerable and potentially destructive situation. Desperate to prevent this outcome, Nina made a drastic decision. She would reveal a deeply kept secret, believing it would halt Willow's wedding plans immediately. Driven by her sense of urgency, Nina approached Willow privately, fully aware of the devastating impact her confession would bring. Nina openly and painfully admitted to Willow that she had previously been intimate with Drew not once, but twice before Drew's relationship with Willow began. These encounters occurred in secrecy, their existence kept meticulously hidden from Willow and everyone else. Nina emphasized that Drew had willingly participated, highlighting the deep complexity and betrayal embedded in the secret. As Nina delivered this crushing revelation, Willow's initial disbelief rapidly transformed into profound shock and heartache. Willow found herself emotionally shattered not simply by the revelation itself but more significantly by the deep betrayal from the two people she trusted most in the world. Drew, the man Willow planned to spend her life with, had deliberately hidden a major chapter from his past. Nina, her mother, whom Willow had begun trusting again, had deceived her as well, choosing secrecy over transparency until forced to confess. Feeling betrayed, humiliated, and emotionally devastated, Willow's immediate reaction was decisive and clear: she could no longer marry Drew. With bitter tears, she canceled the wedding plans swiftly, unwilling and unable to move forward in a relationship built upon deception. Despite Nina's honesty at this critical moment, Willow refused to forgive her mother. Feeling Nina's delayed revelation was driven less by genuine honesty and more by an attempt to control Willow's life choices. News of the cancelled wedding sent shockwaves throughout Port Charles, profoundly impacting those closest to the couple. Drew, upon hearing Willow's abrupt decision, felt utterly blindsided, genuinely unaware of Nina's decision to come forward with their shared past. Drew immediately confronted Willow, passionately pleading for her to reconsider, promising to make amends and insisting that the past was behind them. Willow, however, remained firm and unyielding in her decision. The betrayal cut too deeply, permanently fracturing her trust and forcing her to recognize that their relationship had been irreparably damaged. Faced with the collapse of his impending marriage, Drew quickly turned his hurt and anger outward, focusing all blame squarely on Nina. He perceived Nina's revelation as a maliciously timed and calculated effort to sabotage his happiness, driven by her unresolved issues with Michael and an intense desire to control Willow's life. Drew vowed immediate revenge against Nina, promising himself and publicly declaring that he would ensure Nina paid dearly for her interference. Drew's furious declaration spread rapidly across Port Charles, dividing opinions and creating tension among friends and families. Carly Spencer, already skeptical of Drew, found her suspicions justified and seized upon the situation to openly criticize Drew for his previous dishonesty. Carly felt vindicated, though saddened, for Willow, who she genuinely cared about deeply. She made it clear that Drew's secretive behavior was unacceptable and damaging, reinforcing her distrust of him. Tracy Quartermain, always a keen observer of Port Charles drama, openly voiced satisfaction at the turmoil, believing Drew deserved to suffer for past misdeeds and betrayals. Tracy's reaction further intensified Drew's anger and frustration, compounding his sense of injustice and isolation in the face of public judgment. Michael Corinthos, meanwhile, experienced complicated emotions in response to the cancelled wedding. Though initially opposing Drew and Willow's union, Michael found himself unexpectedly conflicted. Seeing Willow deeply wounded stirred sympathy within him, reminding him of the complexities of their shared past and the unresolved feelings he still harbored for her. Yet, he remained publicly critical of Drew, further intensifying the animosity between the two men. As Drew's threats of revenge intensified, Nina found herself facing increasing hostility and isolation. Friends and family distanced themselves, blaming her for unnecessarily revealing damaging information at the worst possible moment. Nina defended her actions fiercely, insisting that her intention was purely protective, driven by a genuine desire to spare Willow from greater heartbreak in the future. However, her justification fell largely on deaf ears, leaving Nina alone to bear the social and emotional consequences of her explosive revelation. Willow, amidst the turmoil, grappled with profound emotional pain. She found solace and comfort in friends like Sasha Gilmore and Elizabeth Weber, who offered unwavering support and understanding. Yet, despite their kindness, Willow struggled deeply with trust, feeling hesitant about forming any future romantic connections after experiencing such profound betrayal. Willow's emotional healing would undoubtedly be slow, marked by lingering bitterness and cautious self-reflection as she sought to rebuild her sense of trust and emotional stability. Meanwhile, Drew's fury toward Nina steadily evolved into a focused and calculated plan for revenge. He began methodically gathering information, determined to expose Nina's vulnerabilities and weaknesses publicly. Drew's thirst for retaliation worried close allies, including Curtis Ashford and Jason Morgan, who cautiously advised Drew to move past his anger and focus instead on healing and growth. Yet Drew remained single-mindedly obsessed, unable or unwilling to let go of his anger, insisting that justice must be served on his terms. This escalating feud deeply impacted Port Charles' social landscape, dividing loyalties and sparking intense confrontations among long-standing friends. Sonny Corinthos, who shared a complicated history with Nina, felt compelled to intervene and mediate, hoping to prevent further escalation and potential violence. Sonny's attempts at intervention initially failed, as both Drew and Nina rejected his overtures, deeply entrenched in their animosity toward each other. The fallout from Drew and Willow's cancelled wedding dramatically reshaped relationships across Port Charles, prompting significant shifts in alliances and loyalties. Friends were forced to pick sides, relationships tested, and emotions ran high as the drama unfolded. The central conflict between Drew and Nina promised to escalate dramatically, with both parties stubbornly unwilling to back down, each firmly convinced of their own righteousness. As tensions continued to rise, speculation grew among Port Charles residents about the long-term implications of the situation. Would Drew's vendetta ultimately destroy Nina, permanently fracturing her relationships and social standing? Could Willow eventually forgive either Drew or Nina, or would her emotional wounds leave lasting scars, forever altering her ability to trust and love again? Ultimately, the shocking revelations surrounding Drew Cain and Willow Tate's cancelled wedding delivered unprecedented emotional upheaval to Port Charles. Nina's explosive confession shattered relationships, sparked bitter vendettas, and forever altered the trajectory of numerous lives. Drew's vow of revenge against Nina, Willow's emotional withdrawal, and the shifting allegiances across town have set the stage for a compelling narrative filled with intense drama, emotional depth, and dramatic confrontations. Next, we will dive into a heartwarming and intriguing moment from a recent episode of General Hospital that has fans buzzing with excitement. In this extended exploration, we'll unpack the delightful detour in Emma's storyline, where she pauses her intense mission against the sinister Professor Henry Hank Dalton to share a light-hearted day with Joe. The unexpected arrival of an adorable dog steals the spotlight, sparking curiosity, fan theories, and plenty of behind-the-scenes chatter. Let's delve into every captivating detail of this episode, from the charming canine to the deeper implications for our beloved characters, with fresh perspectives and imaginative additions to enrich the tale. A break from the battle, Emma and Joe's day in the sun. In the midst of Emma's relentless crusade to expose Professor Dalton's dark schemes, A recent episode offered a refreshing breather as she stepped away from the tension to enjoy a casual day with her close friend Joe. The pair decided to spend their afternoon at a local park in Port Charles, engaging in a spirited game of softball under the warm summer sun. Their laughter echoed through the field, reminding viewers of the importance of friendship even in the most turbulent times. This scene wasn't just a pause in the action, it painted a vivid contrast to Emma's usual high-stakes encounters, showcasing her softer side as she tossed the ball with Joe, her competitive spirit shining through with every playful taunt. The chemistry between them was palpable, with subtle glances and shared smiles hinting at an unspoken bond that could blossom into something more, a possibility that has fans eagerly speculating about their future. As they played, the episode took an unexpected turn with the arrival of a scrappy yet irresistibly cute dog bounding onto the field, its tail wagging furiously as it chased after their softball. With its floppy ears and soulful brown eyes, the little beagle mix instantly melted Emma's heart, drawing her full attention away from the game. Joe couldn't help but chuckle as Emma knelt down to pet the furry intruder, her usual determination replaced by pure, childlike joy. This spontaneous moment added a layer of warmth to the episode, highlighting Emma's compassionate natural quality that often gets overshadowed by her fierce resolve. The dog's sudden appearance wasn't just a cute distraction, it seemed to symbolize a brief escape from the chaos of Port Charles. A reminder of the simple joys that can still be found even in a town rife with drama and danger. A new friend named Outback, Emma's heartfelt decision. After a few minutes of playtime with the stray, Emma noticed the dog had no collar or tags, sparking a wave of concern in her caring eyes. Determined to do the right thing, she and Joe scoured the park and nearby streets, calling out for any potential owner while asking passersby if they recognized the pup. Their search turned up empty-handed, leaving Emma with a choice to make. With a tender smile, she decided to take the dog under her wing, at least temporarily, naming it Outback after a playful remark from Joe about the pup's adventurous spirit resembling the wild Australian landscape. This naming moment was a small but poignant detail, reflecting Emma's knack for finding meaning in the smallest connections, and it endeared her even more to longtime viewers who admire her big heart. Taking Outback home wasn't just a whim for Emma, it became a quiet mission of its own. She set up a cozy corner in her apartment with an old blanket and a bowl of water, her nurturing side on full display as she murmured sweet nothings to her new companion. This subplot added depth to her character, showing that even as she battles larger-than-life villains like Dalton, she remains grounded by her empathy for the vulnerable, whether it's a lost dog or a friend in need. The decision to keep Outback also subtly mirrored her own journey. Much like the pup, Emma often feels like a lone fighter searching for a place to belong amidst the chaos of Port Charles. Could Outback be the unexpected anchor she needs to balance her turbulent life? Fans are already rooting for this furry friend to become a permanent fixture in her story. Behind the scenes, cast reactions, and social media buzz. The charm of Outback didn't just captivate viewers, it also won over the General Hospital cast, who couldn't resist sharing their affection for the canine co-star. The show's official Instagram account posted a delightful snapshot of Emma and Joe posing with Outback on set, the trio bathed in golden afternoon light. The caption read, "It's never a bad day at work when there's a dog to act with," perfectly capturing the joy the pup brought to the filming process. Daniel Goddard, who brings the nefarious Professor Dalton to life, joined the conversation with a playful comment. Rumor has it that beautiful beagle, a.k.a. Outback, loves Dalton so much he wants to be adopted. His tongue-in-cheek remark sparked laughter among followers, with some jokingly wondering if Outback might trade sides and become Dalton's unlikely sidekick, replacing Jocelyn as his assistant in a bizarre twist of loyalty. Other cast members couldn't resist chiming in either. Brunner, a beloved actor from the show, added, "We love Outback," echoing the sentiment shared by many on set. Meanwhile, Meza thoughtfully noted, "Dogs make everything just a little bit better, don't they?" A comment that resonated deeply with fans who appreciated the brief respite Outback's presence offered in an otherwise intense storyline. These behind-the-scenes insights revealed a lighter side to the production, reminding us that even amidst crafting complex dramas, the cast finds moments of genuine connection, whether with each other or with an adorable four-legged guest star. The social media buzz only amplified the episode's impact, turning a small scene into a viral moment that had the GH community abuzz with affection and curiosity. Fan theories and future possibilities, Outback's mysterious origins. As Outback nestled into Emma's life on screen, fans took to social media and forums to share their wildest theories about the dog's origins, transforming a sweet subplot into a potential game-changer. One particularly intriguing idea suggested that Outback might not be a random stray at all but could have escaped from Professor Dalton's secret laboratory, where he conducts his shadowy experiments. A fan wrote, "Great storyline. I wonder if the dog escaped from Dalton's lab. Emma needs to keep the pup. They are adorable," sparking a wave of agreement from others who saw this as a brilliant way to tie the lighthearted moment back to the overarching plot. The theory posits that Outback might carry a clue, perhaps a hidden microchip or a peculiar mark that could help Emma uncover Dalton's next move, blending cuteness with conspiracy in true soap opera fashion. Another viewer echoed this suspicion, commenting, "That pup is precious. I thought maybe it escaped from the evil Dalton's lab. Go Emma. Get that mean animal tester." This idea of Dalton using animals in his twisted schemes added a darker layer to the story, fueling fans' desire to see Emma protect Outback while using the pup's unexpected arrival as a weapon against her nemesis. Beyond the mystery, fans also speculated on Outback's role in Emma's personal growth. Could caring for the dog teach her to trust again, softening the edges hardened by constant battles? Or might Outback become a beloved mascot for Port Charles, uniting characters across different storylines? The possibilities are endless, and each theory adds a thrilling dimension to what began as a simple, heartwarming encounter. Romantic hopes and generational shifts, Emma and Gio's potential. Beyond Outback's mystery, the episode reignited fans' hopes for romance between Emma and Joe, whose easy camaraderie during the softball game left hearts fluttering. One enthusiastic viewer commented, "Hope they're the new super couple," capturing the sentiment of many who see the duo as a perfect match for young, dynamic characters with the potential to carry forward the legacy of General Hospital's iconic pairings. Their shared moment with Outback only deepened this perception, as their mutual affection for the pup highlighted a shared tenderness that could be the foundation of something beautiful. The writers seem to be teasing this possibility with deliberate subtlety, leaving room for a slow-burn romance that could captivate audiences for seasons to come. Fans also looked beyond romance to the broader future of the show, with one commenter musing, "I love these two as the next couple. Think Joe will make a great new Sonny once he retires. Love the next generation they have casted for the future." This forward-thinking perspective underscores the importance of Emma and Joe as part of the next wave of Port Charles legends. Gio's charm and quiet strength, paired with Emma's fierce determination, position them as natural heirs to the dramatic thrones once occupied by characters like Sonny Corinthos. Outback's arrival, in a way, symbolizes this transition, a new, unexpected element that bridges the old guard with the new, much like the evolving dynamics of the town itself. Whether as friends, lovers, or future leaders, Emma and Gio's storyline, enriched by their furry companion, promises to be a cornerstone of General Hospital's unfolding saga. Outback's lasting impact, the symbol of hope in Port Charles. As we reflect on this memorable episode, it's clear that Outback's brief but impactful appearance is more than just a cute diversion. The little dog represents a beacon of hope and normalcy in the often tumultuous world of Port Charles, a reminder to characters and viewers alike that even in the face of villainy and heartbreak, there's room for kindness and connection. Emma's decision to care for Outback mirrors her broader mission to protect and heal, whether it's saving a lost pet or dismantling Dalton's dangerous empire. This parallel adds a poetic layer to the story, framing her as a guardian of the innocent in all its forms, a theme that resonates deeply with the show's loyal audience. Moreover, Outback has sparked a renewed sense of community among fans and cast members, uniting them in their shared love for a character who doesn't speak but says so much with every wag of its tail. The social media frenzy, the imaginative theories, and the heartfelt reactions all point to one thing: sometimes, the smallest additions to a storyline can leave the biggest impressions. As we await the next chapters of Emma's battle with Dalton, and perhaps the blossoming of her bond with Joe, Outback remains a wild card, a lovable mystery that could lead to surprising revelations or simply stay as a loyal friend by Emma's side. Whatever the future holds, this episode has etched itself into the hearts of General Hospital fans, proving once again why the show continues to captivate with its blend of drama, heart, and unexpected delights. Next, we will uncover the latest whispers and speculations surrounding Sasha Corbin's fate in General Hospital. Recent rumors and leaks have sent shockwaves through the Port Charles fanbase, hinting at dramatic twists involving Sasha, her newborn daughter Daisy Gilmore Corinthos, and a web of family ties and dangerous enemies. In this expanded article, we'll dive deep into the evolving storyline, reimagine key moments with creative flair, introduce new elements to enrich the narrative, and explore every facet of this gripping drama. From Sasha's potential disappearance to the emotional return of beloved characters, let's unpack all the tantalizing details that have viewers on the edge of their seats. Rumors of Sasha's fate, a twist in the tale. The General Hospital rumor mill has been working overtime with conflicting reports about Sasha Corbin's future on the show. Early leaks suggested a tragic end for the beloved character, with whispers of her demise sending fans into a frenzy of worry. However, a fresh wave of insider information has emerged to challenge that narrative, offering a glimmer of hope. According to a news source, Sasha might not meet a fatal end after all but could instead vanish under mysterious circumstances, leaving those in Port Charles to presume her dead. This dramatic turn is rumored to unfold at a deeply significant event, the christening of her daughter, Daisy Gilmore Corinthos, a moment meant to be filled with joy but instead shrouded in suspense. The idea of Sasha disappearing rather than dying opens up a world of storytelling possibilities, keeping her arc alive with the potential for a future return. Perhaps even with a recast to refresh her character's journey. This updated leak paints a picture of high stakes and emotional turmoil, as Sasha's storyline intertwines with themes of sacrifice and survival. Imagine the scene at the quaint Port Charles church, decorated with soft white flowers and pastel ribbons for Daisy's christening, only for an unseen danger to lurk in the shadows, ready to upend everything. The contrast between the sacred ceremony and the looming threat adds a layer of tension that General Hospital thrives on, ensuring viewers are hooked on every whispered secret. While the exact details remain unconfirmed, the notion of Sasha's exit, whether temporary or permanent, being tied to such a personal milestone amplifies the emotional weight of her departure. Will she truly vanish from Port Charles, or is this another clever misdirection by the writers to keep us guessing? A family reunion amidst crisis, Robert and Holly's return. To understand the full scope of Sasha's predicament, we must revisit a pivotal chapter from her recent past. Viewers will recall the bombshell revelation delivered by Holly Sutton, who disclosed to Sasha that Robert Scorpio is her biological father, a truth that shattered her world and led to a heartbreaking split with Cody Bell upon learning they were first cousins. The emotional fallout was raw and messy, compounded by a night of vulnerability where Sasha, drowning her sorrows, ended up in Michael Corinthos' arms. Shortly after this tumultuous period, Robert and Holly embarked on a journey to Europe to address urgent matters concerning Ethan Lovett, leaving Sasha to grapple with her newfound identity and fractured relationships alone. Their departure felt like a temporary goodbye, but it left a void in Sasha's life at a time when she needed family most. Now, with Daisy's christening on the horizon, there's a growing buzz that Robert and Holly might make a grand return to Port Charles. Executive producer Frank Valentini hinted in a recent interview about the upcoming year that fans could expect to see these iconic characters back in action. And what better occasion than the christening of their granddaughter? While Sasha and Holly have never seen eye to eye, it's plausible that someone close to Robert, perhaps Max Scorpio, Felicia Scorpio, or even Anna Devon-Nicold, have informed him about Sasha's pregnancy or the birth of Daisy. Picture the emotional reunion as Robert, a man hardened by years of intrigue, softens at the sight of his granddaughter, while Holly navigates her complicated feelings towards Sasha with a mix of guilt and protectiveness. Their return wouldn't just be a sentimental homecoming, it could serve a larger purpose in the unfolding drama, especially with dangerous forces circling Port Charles. Danger on the horizon, Jen Sidwell's deceptive presence. Adding fuel to the fire of Sasha's potential disappearance is the ominous presence of Jen Sidwell, a figure from Robert and Holly's past who has resurfaced in Port Charles under the guise of having turned over a new leaf. Fans know better than to trust Sidwell's claims of going straight, as his history of deceit and violence looms large over the town. His sudden reappearance at this critical juncture feels far from coincidental, especially with Robert and Holly poised to return. The timing suggests Sidwell could be the catalyst for whatever untoward event is rumored to befall Sasha at Daisy's christening, turning a day of celebration into a battleground of hidden agendas and old grudges. Could Sidwell be targeting Sasha as a means to settle scores with Robert, using her as a pawn in a deadly game of revenge? Imagine the tension as Sidwell, impeccably dressed and exuding false charm, mingles among the guests at the church, his piercing gaze fixed on Sasha as she cradles Daisy during the ceremony. The air thickens with unspoken threats, and while most attendees are focused on the priest's blessings, Sidwell's calculated moves go unnoticed until it's too late. This new element of a personal vendetta adds depth to the storyline, positioning Sasha as an unwitting victim caught in a web spun by her father's enemies. Robert and Holly's return, then, becomes not just a family affair but a desperate mission to expose Sidwell before he can strike, weaving their past conflicts into Sasha's present crisis in a way that promises explosive confrontations and jaw-dropping reveals. The christening catastrophe, Sasha's heartbreaking decision. The heart of the latest leaks centers on the christening itself, where something tragic or disruptive is expected to occur to Sasha. Earlier rumors painted a grim picture, with heavy foreshadowing like the guardianship agreement Sasha signed with Michael suggesting she might not be around to raise Daisy. This legal document, ensuring Michael would care for the baby if anything happened to her, seemed like a glaring clue that Sasha's days as a mother might be numbered. However, the second leaker's update offers a different perspective. While actress Sophia's contract renewal remains unconfirmed, Sasha's exit might not be through death but rather a staged disappearance. This twist aligns perfectly with the idea of Robert and Holly stepping in to protect their daughter from Sidwell's wrath by faking her death and spiriting her away to safety. Envision the poignant scene as Sasha, dressed in a pale lavender gown, stands at the altar holding Daisy, unaware of the danger closing in. The church is filled with loved ones, including a teary-eyed Michael and a proud Robert. When chaos erupts, perhaps a cryptic warning or a sudden altercation orchestrated by Sidwell's minions. In the aftermath, Robert and Holly, with their seasoned instincts kicking in, make the gut-wrenching decision to remove Sasha from Port Charles under the cover of a fabricated tragedy. Sasha's anguish at leaving Daisy behind would be palpable. Tears stream down her face as she kisses her daughter's forehead one last time, whispering promises of return while knowing Michael will keep Daisy safe and cherished. This heart-wrenching moment of separation underscores Sasha's selflessness, prioritizing her child's safety over her own desires, and sets the stage for an emotional arc that could span months or even years. Emotional reunions and long-lost bonds, Robert and Emma. Amidst the storm surrounding Sasha, the christening also promises a touching subplot with Robert reuniting with his other granddaughter, Emma Scorpio Drake, who is back in town. Fans will remember Emma as the spunky young girl who once gifted Robert a didgeridoo, a memory from when she was just a tween. The years have passed, and their bond has been stretched by distance, making their reunion at Daisy's christening all the more meaningful. Picture Robert's weathered face lighting up with a rare smile as he sees Emma, now a young woman, standing tall with the same fiery spirit he admired in her youth. Their shared history adds a layer of warmth to the otherwise tense event, reminding viewers of the enduring power of family ties in Port Charles. This reunion isn't just a nostalgic callback, it could play a subtle role in Sasha's storyline. Emma, with her own history of navigating danger and loss, might sense the undercurrents of trouble at the christening and offer Sasha a quiet word of support before disaster strikes. Perhaps she shares a childhood story of Robert's protectiveness, and knowingly foreshadowing his drastic plan to save Sasha. This invented interaction between the sisters bound by blood through Robert adds a tender dimension to the episode, showing how family, even when fractured by secrets and time, can rally together in moments of crisis. Emma's presence also serves as a bridge between generations, highlighting how the Scorpio legacy continues to shape the dramas of today. Future speculations, Sasha's disappearance, and beyond. As the rumors swirl about Sasha's fate, fans are left to ponder the long-term implications of her potential disappearance. If Robert and Holly indeed fake her death to shield her from Sidwell, where might they take her, and how long will she remain hidden from Port Charles? One imaginative possibility is that they retreat to a remote safe house in Europe, where Ethan Lovett, already tied to their recent travel school, play a role in keeping Sasha off the grid. This setup would allow for a slow-burn storyline where Sasha grapples with her longing for Daisy while learning to trust Holly, forging a reluctant bond with her stepmother under the weight of shared danger. Such a narrative arc would provide rich material for character growth, exploring themes of identity, motherhood, and resilience. Back in Port Charles, Sasha's presumed death would undoubtedly ripple through the community, affecting Michael most profoundly as he raises Daisy alone. Imagine his quiet moments of grief, looking at Daisy's tiny face and seeing Sasha's eyes, while vowing to honor her memory through his unwavering care. Meanwhile, the mystery of Sidwell's true intentions would keep viewers hooked, wondering if he'll uncover the ruse and pursue Sasha across continents, or if his focus will shift to other targets in town. The writers have a treasure trove of dramatic potential here, from tearful farewells to thrilling cat-and-mouse games. Ensuring Sasha's story, whether through a recast or a triumphant return, remains a cornerstone of General Hospital's future. Thank you for tuning into this in-depth exploration of the latest General Hospital spoilers. What do you think about Sasha's possible disappearance, and how do you envision Robert and Holly's role in protecting her? Could Sidwell be the ultimate threat that changes everything for the Scorpio family? Share your theories and reactions in the comments below, and don't forget to stay tuned for more updates, spoilers, and exclusive insights right here on ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel.